Today on Rappler. The NBI files murder complaints against Negros Oriental Representative Arnie Teves for the killing of Governor Degamo. President Marcos Jr. says he is open to regaining control of the National Grid Corporation. The Philippines' bivalent COVID-19 vaccine boosters are expected to arrive in May. Google updates its policies to delete inactive accounts. A Binibining Pilipinas contestant from Cebu draws flack for wearing a costume resembling the image of the Santo Niño. Miss Universe Philippines National Director Shamcey Supsup responds to Coronation Night criticism. And the Philippines ends the 2023 SEA Games with 58 golds. The National Bureau of Investigation files murder complaints against suspended Negros Oriental Representative Arnie Teves over the killing of Governor Degamo. Justice Secretary Boyeng Remulla says the NBI files murder, frustrated murder, and attempted murder complaints against Teves. 11 other suspects, nearly all former members of the military, are in the custody of the NBI. Aside from the multiple murder complaint, the Justice Department earlier said it was in the process of proscribing Teves as a terrorist. Teves, who left the country allegedly for medical reasons prior to the assassination, has yet to return to the Philippines. Teves was recently denied asylum in Timor-Leste. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is open to taking back control of the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, or NGCP, if necessary. This amid power shortages in different areas around the country. Malacanang says this Wednesday, May 17, prior to a Senate probe into the power supply crisis in Occidental Mindoro and the Panay Island power supply situation. Senator Raffy Tulfo apparently informed the president of plans to probe the NGCP. Tulfo says he wants to, quote, assess the performance of the NGCP and review security issues around it. The grid was operated by government-owned and controlled National Transmission Corporation from 2003 to 2009, but is now 40% owned by the State Grid Corporation of China. The Department of Health says the Philippines is getting its first delivery of the COVID-19 bivalent boosters in May 2023. DOH Officer in Charge Maria Rosario Vergere says they expect to receive 391,000 donated bivalent boosters in the initial batch. The bivalent boosters were first released in the US in the last quarter of 2022. The boosters are reformulated to target both the original strain and the more contagious Omicron variant. Aside from the bivalent boosters, the DOH expects to receive 2 million more doses from the global COVAX facility this year. The Philippines also reports the local transmission of the Arcturus variant, also known as XBB.1.16. The World Health Organization says there is a rise in XBB.1.16 of variant cases globally, which appears to be more contagious. Google announces it is updating its policies for account inactivity, making it possible to delete old unused accounts that haven't been used in about 2 years. It says abandoned accounts run the risk of being more easily breached, allowing the accounts to be used in identity theft or spamming or phishing. The change applies to free personal Google accounts and not accounts managed by schools or businesses. Account deletions will occur in phases starting December 2023, and users will be sent notifications to use those accounts or lose them. To prevent deletion, the minimum action required is to log into an account at least once every 2 years to refresh the timer. A Binibining Pilipinas contestant from Cebu province receives mixed reactions for wearing a costume that resembles the religious garments of the image of the Santo Niño. Joy Dacoron's controversial costume first caught criticism when it was posted on the official Facebook page of Binibining Pilipinas on Tuesday, May 16. Some online users feel the use of the holy vestments as a pageant costume was insensitive and done to stir controversy. LGBTQ+ advocate and Cebu Lady Lawyers Association Incorporated President Regal Oliva says the costume was a cheap rehash of the image venerated by millions of Cebuano Catholics. The original photo of Dacoron in the Santo Niño costume has since been taken down. Monsignor Joseph Tan of the Archdiocese of Cebu tells Rappler, no permission was needed for Dacoron to use the vestments of the Santo Niño or the Child Jesus as a pageant costume. In a statement, the Augustinian Friars of the Basilica Menore del Santo Niño de Cebu reminds the public to mind the, quote, appropriateness of their actions. Following the controversial Miss Universe Philippines 2023 Coronation Night, MUPH National Director Shamcey Supsup emphasizes the organization, quote, remains steadfast in their values and integrity. In a post, Shamcey writes it had, quote, been an incredibly challenging experience and expresses her gratitude to those who supported them. During the coronation night on May 13, host Sian Lim announced the pageant encountered a technical difficulty that led them to do manual tallying instead. The tabulation error forced the cancellation of the top 10, and the pageant then reverted to having all of the top 18 compete for a spot in the top 5. Pageant fans called for an explanation, with some even questioning the competence of the organizers. Shamcey appears to allude to the incident in her post, saying she is most proud of how the organization, quote, stayed strong in the face of unjust accusations. As of writing, MUPH has yet to address the controversy regarding the results. The Philippines wraps up its campaign in the 2023 Cambodia SEA Games with 58 golds. The country surpasses its 52 gold loot in Vietnam last year, as it finishes 5th overall behind Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and Cambodia. Tied with Taekwondo, Arnie brings the most golds in this SEA Games with 6 each. Wrestling, boxing, gymnastics, athletics, and obstacle race collect the second most golds with 4, while kickboxing strikes 3 golds like triathlon, jiu-jitsu, and soft tennis. Gymnastics star Carlos Yulo emerges as the Philippines' best-performing athlete with 2 golds and 2 silvers. Overall, the Philippines captures 260 medals, over 30 more than its 227 medal haul last SEA Games. It also grabs 85 silvers and 117 bronzes. And that's today's wrap. I'm Nina Liu. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.